For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
How was your weekend? We hope it was enjoyable. We hope it was peaceful. Welcome to another week of the most monitored talk show in the world, and that is NewsSpin on Power 97.9 FM. We are also on the NewsSpin Facebook page as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel. We'll be together until 2 o'clock this afternoon. Our conversation will be interspersed with your calls at 452-2979. That's 452-2979. Along with your WhatsApp messages. We still cannot facilitate your WhatsApp calls, so please send me your WhatsApp messages at 716-2026, 716-2026, and Kimani will be going through some of the comments in the chat room. Can you imagine somebody deciding to collect all those painful tears of our mothers and relatives and friends who have had to grieve over the last few months in St. Lucia due to a relative being gunned down, most likely a son being gunned down. And you hand over the tears to the water and sewage company. Wasco would not be without water over several years. And that is the extent to which we are continuing to record in St. Lucia homicide after homicide. You know, as if you're in the festive season and you're just slaughtering animals. You're just slaughtering cows and pigs and sheep and goat without any kind of let up. And people are witnessing the slaughtering, and they have become so inured to things of that nature, they've been so exposed that it is no longer an issue. It is not our business, and therefore we are letting the authorities off the hook. When I say authorities, I am referring there to law enforcement personnel, and I'm referring there to those people we elected into office to make a positive difference in our lives. I could just hear one or two people saying, Tim, not today. Don't criticize the Prime Minister and National Security Minister. Give him a break. Well, there will be no such thing on this broadcast, because most of us, particularly those of us who are not hypocrites, can readily remember the then political leader, just the political leader of the SLP, campaigning relentlessly throughout the length and breadth of St. Lucia. And if you cannot remember him campaigning, just for a moment, click onto one of the Newsmaker Live broadcasts we've had over the last few years, and the intro where he says that he is the most readied individual for the job. Most readied versus Kenny Anthony, John Compton, Stevenson King, you name it. And then he gets into office and he does not prove that to us. And if you make a serious assessment, he has not been able to do that. And we can only hope that under his stewardship, that our various aspects of life in St. Lucia will improve. Now we're going to repeat. We don't believe that any prime minister sets out to ensure that crime remains a bugbear. Crime remains something that is beyond our ability to control, that we can't, we just cannot, as a matter of fact, ensure that it is manageable. I don't think any prime minister sets out to do that, because prime ministers, being politicians, they would want to prove that as far as the statistics, that a particular problem would have plagued St. Lucia under one administration, and the evidence that shows, based on the statistics, the figures, etc., that it improved under their watch. But sometimes, if you're just not capable, no matter you're having good intentions, then you will not be able to perform at an optimum level. And I know politicians love statistics. We talk about unemployment, record level of unemployment in St. Lucia over this period. But, in addition to this, conversely, talk about the level of criminal activity under their watch, and all of a sudden they become defensive and they balk and they take offense. If you say that St. Lucia is just too small under the stewardship of any administration for us to have recorded 26 homicides in the 4th month of the year. As the Prime Minister would say, one crime too many. 26 homicides. So we are not hearing, for example, from the therefore Concerned Citizens Coalition for Change. But I'll play you a clip of one of the members later in the broadcast. But first, as far as weekend violence, on Friday into the wee hours of Saturday, 2 separate shootings at the Mark Gap. 2 separate shootings. Individual decided to open fire on a group of people. And luckily, no one was injured in the process. No one was killed in the process, and therefore, knock on wood, consider ourselves lucky, fortunate. But we could have been in a position today to report on several homicides. Now, why do you think that this is happening? The police also must take some kind of responsibility. And the police are answerable to the Prime Minister, who is also National Security Minister, answerable to the Home Affairs Minister, and now answerable to the Crime Prevention Minister. So my information is that a few weeks ago, the Prime Minister decided to pay an unannounced visit to a meeting of the hierarchy of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. And he read them the Riot Act. In other words, we want boots on ground. I am providing you with so many vehicles, so many motorcycles, although those things on their own will not make any kind of serious dent as far as our crime problem is concerned, because you remember, and we've been saying this on this broadcast for a while and continue to do so, when the need arises, we still do not have a canine unit. And to our embarrassment, as a proud people, the French decided, and I don't know if we have received that canine, to donate one to us. So, untrained canine, several weeks and months would have to elapse before that dog can set out there to be a police dog. Before that, it will be a police dog in training. How many months? I don't know, but it will take a while. And those of us, which is many, are exposed to social media. You watch the news and television. You know, you don't travel to New York and to Miami and to London, etc. You see that there's so many police officers accompanied by dogs, canines. They're part of a canine unit, and they're working in tandem, and they can be so effective. I just can't understand. And the Prime Minister is yet to convince the people of St. Lucia that what it did was the right thing in disbanding the canine unit. You found the canine unit in effect. I mean, you're not only the Prime Minister, you know. You are the National Security Minister. And you decide that St. Lucia can do without a canine unit, whilst we all can agree that we have a serious crime problem on our hands, and that if we are to successfully tackle it, it will not only warrant having police officers, human beings, men and women, but also having technology at our disposal, drones, you name it, along with a canine unit. So you didn't have to reinvent the wheel, you didn't have to implement one or introduce one, etc. You found it functioning. What you decided to do, in your wisdom, disband it. To hell with the canine unit and the handlers, the 5 handlers, and the 2, 3 dogs we had, etc. The main motive, the main emphasis was how much it was costing, but you're so short-sighted, you did not take into consideration the gains that were recorded by the canine unit. Does this make sense to you? So we had this shooting incident in Friday in the wee hours of Saturday at the Market Gap. Then we had an incident over in Asu Canal on Saturday. And we have the pictures to show. A vehicle, bullet holes. And a woman was in the vehicle. She was grazed. So that means she was not seriously injured and she is not a victim. of this gun crime. She was not killed. Then we also had an incident occurring over in Babonneau, a brutal chopping incident. We can't even show you the result of that incident. 10:20 p.m. according to police. That was on Sunday. And of course, VA4, a hotbed of criminal activity in St. Lucia. We have the photograph of one man who was shot and killed near the VA4 police, the VA4 post office. Are you shocked? Those of you watching social media in the diaspora, or in Castries, or in Grosile, or in Dennery, or Miku, are you shocked? I know, based on what has happened over the last few years in VA4, the residents of VA4 are not shocked. But they continue to be hopeful that somehow things will change on their own. The criminal elements in that part of St. Lucia will decide. They'll come to the good senses. You think that is what we should expect? You think that's how we should be fighting the crime problem? Do you expect to hear a statement from the Prime Minister, National Security Minister, and Crime Prevention Minister during the course of today, regretting that we've had yet another homicide, but appearing to be clueless as to how to seriously, along with the police, address that issue? And do not tell me that is not the responsibility of our elected officials. They came to us, they campaigned not only to create jobs, but to put you, the people, first as far as your life is concerned, to protect your life, to provide you with security, and by extension, to secure the state, to secure our borders. My God, we've been boasting about being an independent country. And we are so independent, we cannot take care of those things that are happening within our borders. So what kind of representation do you think we are receiving or providing the people of St. Lucia beyond the shores of the island? And you wonder, what has happened to those interest groups over in the south of the island? I know we have homicides occurring in various parts of St. Lucia, but it seems to be more concentrated in the south. You have the VA4 Concerned Citizens Coalition for Change. They would have marched, and that is for the completion of the St. Jude reconstruction project. They would have marched pertaining to the landfill over in VA4. Not a word. I don't even think this entity is still in existence. But not a word from, I don't know if he's still a president, so if he's the ex-president, etc., from people like Julius James, who was in 2017 the president of the VA4 Concerned Citizens Coalition for Change. Let's take you back in time. 2017. Listen to what he said on a platform of the then opposition SLP during a protest march for the St. Jude Hospital reconstruction project. That is November of 2017.
So I want the people who are going to report to Alan Chasney and company, the people who are going to report to Guy Joseph and company, to tell them that the vast majority of people who took part in this march are saying one simple thing to you as the government of St. Lucia. And that simple thing is, man, get it on and finish St. Jude. Yes. So I stand on this platform, not as a member of the St. Lucia Labour Party, but as a representative of the Vieux-Fort Concerned Citizens Coalition for Change. And I want to say it loud and clear. I have no fear of anything as of now. I want Alan Chasney, Minister Guy Joseph, and Mary Isaac, and whatever is left of the cabinet of St. Lucia. We are not happy with the way that you are handling the St. Jude Hospital reconstruction project. And more so, the options that you are proposing for the future of the hospital.
Julius James of the Vieux-Fort Concerned Citizens Coalition for Change is not happy with how the previous administration was handling that St. Jude Hospital reconstruction project. So the question is, are you and those people who are part of the Vieux-Fort Concerned Citizens Coalition for Change happy with how the authorities are handling the crime problem in Vieux-Fort? Let me hear from you right now at 452-2979. That's 452-2979. Send me your WhatsApp messages at 716-2026, 716-2026. I think I have some of your messages that I can go through, and Kimani is already trying to go through some of your discussions in the chat room. Somebody says that don't forget the many stabbing incidents that also occurred over the weekend. And we have another WhatsApp message. It is apparent that there are no unions in St. Lucia. 2 years into wage negotiations, after everything has gone up, the unions take Mumu tablet. And another one, Tim, remember that saying he wasn't ready? LOL, to me, he was not ready. Remember the saying that he was ready? To me, he was not ready. Kimani, good afternoon to you. I hope you had a great weekend and you're all set for a challenging week on NewsSpin and, of course, your lunchtime news.
You're already predicting
and also your
week.
updates. Yeah, I mean, life is challenging. I mean, and if you set out to do a good job, Kimani, it has to be a challenge. It has to be.
Fair enough. Someone says on the YouTube chat, Mr. Tim, it takes about 8 months to a year to properly train a police dog. On Facebook, we have some comments. Someone says, Tim, the people are afraid. What are they afraid of, Tim?
I think they are afraid that they'll be taken to task by, their friends and relatives who are supporters of the government. They are afraid that they'll be seen as betrayers, of the system, of the cause of the party. Because somehow some people, they are more concerned about being a supporter of a party as opposed to be, a St. Lucian. Remember that we played that clip of a few days ago of Joe Lieberman, that former U.S. congressman or senator, who said that, yes, it's important to be a Republican or a Democrat, but your main priority has to be that of being an American.
Right.
So, being a St. Lucian, for me, that should be the main priority.
Someone says, as long as Labour is in government, there are no unions or protests. Another comment, then we worry about Haiti just to pretend that our house is not made of cards right now. Another comment, why they are studying everything about Shas. We have a serious problem with crimes in the country and the government ministers are very silent, not saying anything. Someone says she is still a victim, Tim, mental trauma, referring to the incident at Asu Canal. Another comment, homicides have become a normal way of life in St. Lucia. Someone is just saying, I spoke to that dog in Creole and the dog called me a Haitian. Another comment, gone are the days we used to use fists to solve our problems, our issues, and shake hands after.
I think we have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon to you.
I have a situation that I've been very sad about, and I'm sick and tired of it. And I want the authorities at the Borderley Correctional Facility to hear it out, because that situation has been ongoing for the past 4 years, as I know, and they don't do anything. Inmates are sick, begging to get medical attention. and the inmates do not get medical attention. The medical attention that they require, they do not get it. There is a doctor at Borderley, but yet still he's not doing what he has to do. He's more involved in the work of the officers than he's involved in his medical work. When you hear officers call in the medical unit to inform the nurse at the medical station that there is a sick inmate, and the nurses just hang up the phone on the officers, I have to wonder what's going on. The doctor at Borderley sent an inmate, which is my fiancé, to the hospital. They took him to the Dennery Hospital 2 years ago with breathing problems. The nurses at the Dennery Hospital gave the officers medical papers for him to go to get blood tests and x-rays at the OKEU hospital. It's been 2 years, and up to now, they cannot take him to do those tests. And at the end of the day, I have to wonder what is going on. I spoke to an inspector there recently. He told me that he would go to check to see what's going on and why they haven't brought the guy to get the various tests done at the OKEU hospital. When I met him 4 days after that, when I went to Borderley, when I saw him and I asked him, did you go to the medical unit to find out what's going on with those papers? Because it's been 2 years. He told me he did not check. And I have to wonder what really is going on. My fiancé went there recently. He had the same issue 2 years ago, and he went back to the medical unit. He was sick in the night, as a matter of fact, and there are no officers in the night on the unit. There are never officers. They have 9 units at Borderley, and 3 officers alone from the SWAT team is working the night shift to guard almost 600 inmates. Almost 600 inmates. Tell me, how can 3 officers, and most times it is junior officers that are working in the night, and one of them is doing the duty operation manager. One of them have the position of the duty operation manager. When the inmates fall sick, the inmates have to be making noise. Everybody in the unit have to be waking up, making noise. Sometimes the 3 officers come, sometimes they don't come. But I had a situation, if my fiancé being sick in the wee hours of the morning, and I had to be calling people, waking them up from their sleep, trying to get them to get through it bodily so that they will go and attend to my fiancé. Right? The next day, the lawyer was involved in that. When the lawyer even called Borderley, you know what time my boyfriend saw a nurse? The nurse came to Borderley after 12 in the afternoon. The nurse told my fiancé that at the end of the day, they were supposed to take him to hospital if he have a difficulty in breathing and he's feeling a pain in his heart. Because the time that he spent there, he could have died. And then she said, if it is still not her, because she have to wait for the doctor. The doctor came there. Tell me, I want Borderley authorities to answer me with what's going on with that medical unit. Because when somebody telling you that they have pain in their chest, they feeling their heart stopping, and it's choking to stand back, I want to know, why would that doctor give vitamin B complex, a multivitamin, and a medication called omeprazole, which is a gastroesophageal reflux disease medication for respiratory issues, right? The nurse, he cannot even eat the Borderley food because he's having allergic reaction to the Borderley food, and it's not he alone. When he went to the nursing station about a year ago, he had a rash on his skin through the allergic reaction of the food. And the rash was very visible because I have evidence of everything. The nurse took his vitals, and the nurse is telling him that since his vitals are good, nothing is wrong with him, but she's seeing that he has the rash on his skin. The next thing is you don't get the supervisors, the officers, they promote to supervisors and corporals passing on the unit. In the main gate, have 5 ranking officers, 2 sergeants and 3 corporals. No supervisors passes on the unit to find out what is going on. What are the complaints of the inmates? If the inmates require additional assistance, they just promote them and they hide them in the offices at the front. Ask me for what, I do not know. But I really want Borderley. Right now, the deputy director is in charge of the facility because the director is currently on vacation. I want the deputy director of Borderley to come to the public and explain what is going on at the facility, because that is nonsense. The inmates have a right to health. That is one right they have, to health. And at the end of the day, to see that it is only 3 junior officers on a night shift guarding 600, almost 600 inmates. So who want to throw things over can throw things over. Who want to come and do what they want can come and do what they want at the facility, because those officers, most times they are sleeping in the night, right? If they really have to take an inmate to the hospital, one officer has to accompany that inmate, leaving 2 officers on the facility guarding almost 600 inmates. I really want to know what is going on at the Borderley Correctional Facility. The inmate lawyer has been calling. I have threatened them with lawsuits maybe about 4 times, but this time I am tired and I'm letting the public know what is going on at Borderley. That is why they get people dead next morning and they'll only hide it and cover it up. They will hide it and they'll cover it up. The lawyer has been calling. From the time you realize a lawyer called the facility and telling you to take his client to medical attention, then you, as a worker at Borderley, supposed to pick sense from nonsense. Right now there is 6 and 7 gangs. Borderley put out a news release saying that the shooting they had at Borderley, they responded promptly to the matter. If they responded promptly to the matter, I don't think the state the guy is in, you would have gotten there, because they would have diffused the war that started immediately. And you have a female officer standing in the background of the video just watching the inmate, like as if the people's life is not a real life. It's a cartoon, it's a comic, it's a Cartoon Network they live in inside of there. I do not know what is going on, but there is a lack of supervision during the day, but in the night it's worse. Because I'm telling you, it's only 3 officers, and I got my information from valuable sources. It's 3 officers working there in the night alone, and most times it is 3 junior officers. It is 3 junior officers. It's like the junior officers right now is running the prison. You don't see supervisors, you don't see inspectors, you don't see corporals, you don't see nobody, and it's a whole ball game. They have nothing in place for the inmates, right? They want to say they're always searching for phones. There is no phone system put in place for the inmates if the inmates want to call their family, their children, their lawyers, their loved ones, nobody. And at the end of the day, they always want to search for cell phones when it's sometimes the same cell phone they have. This is the same cell phone that helped them when they're in a medical situation and they cannot get help from the officers, because it's only 3 officers on the unit in the night. And the whole jail, I even have evidence of that. They would wake up and make noise and scream and bang and do so many things just to get the attention of the officers, and sometimes the officers never come. They have no rehabilitation program at Borderley Correctional Facility. They have people who have tried to offer the assistance in giving programs to the Borderley Correctional Facility. The Borderley Correctional Facility, they haven't responded, so they don't care. They have no library, they don't have no church, they don't have anything. So I want to know what is going on at Borderley, especially when it comes to the medical part of Bordelais, because that doctor at Bordelais needs to realize he's in the medicine field. If he wants to work as an officer, he's supposed to resign from his medical field and go and apply at Bordelais to be an officer. But he needs to stop involving in officer work and focus on his medicinal work, because that is the reason why he is there.
But let me ask you, caller, your fiancé, is he on remand? Or has he been sentenced?
Is on remand, and I am waiting to see what prosecution is saying, because at the end of the day, it's almost 5 years he's there. He's innocent, and at the end of the day, he has to be going through that.
We don't know whether he's innocent or not. But what has been charged with? What was he charged with?
Attempted murder.
Okay.
But the person who did the crime has already pleaded guilty.
It's okay. Too much information on that in that regard. But he is on remand. Okay,
yes, on the remand unit.
All right. So we understand your concern. We did allow you to speak freely on this issue and make your allegations, because Bordelais has been in the news for a very long time, and we're just hoping that the Ministry of Home Affairs or even the officer in charge will, if he does not want to call this broadcast, will issue a press release or convene a press conference to speak on those allegations that you made, because those are very serious. When you tell me, for example, you have only sometimes 3 or 4 officers on duty on the evening and so on.
Three of them, 3 officers from the SWAT team.
That is a national security risk, and that has to be attended to. So I'm happy that you called. I cannot see what you said there. I have to verify a lot of what you said there, and then I could bring the evidence for you, you know. I can bring all the evidence to you. But we hope...
Because at the end of the day, those people, I have listened to me, I have spoken to so many people. I have spoken to corporal, I have spoken to inspector, I have spoken to sergeant, I have even gone as far. I tried to get the director of there, but I end up speaking to his secretary, and the secretary let me know that he's on vacation, because I told her the last incident was the 5th incident I have, where every time that I have to be involved when he is sick and trying to get assistance for him, which is not right. Bordelais has a functioning system, and that is why the workers are put in place for them to do what they have to do. But unless they don't see the inmates on their breaths, they don't take them serious.
Okay,
they don't take them serious. And I need the authorities at Bordelais to address that situation, because it's a pressing situation. And apparently, you know what somebody said to me at Bordelais, a worker? Oh, how do you know that? I said, that's what you'll fool yourself to believe, because people are not there, that they don't get the valid information that they need. I tell her, do not fool yourself. And I told them a lawsuit is coming to them, because I am sick and tired of them.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much for your contribution, and we hope that the authorities, if what you're saying is true, that the authorities will attend to the many concerns that you highlighted, and of course, we'll have our own take on some of the claims that you made earlier on. But we do know that the Bordelais Correctional Facility is definitely an institution that warrants the attention of the authorities. There should be some kind of improvement in its operations. Bordelais has been in the news just too often. We have skirmishes involving inmates where people are throwing contraband, various items onto the premises of that institution, which should be very much well secured, and the evidence does show that is not the case. So one of the problems that we definitely have to attend to, but in particular, the responsibility of the island's Home Affairs Minister and National Security Minister. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. It's called NewsSpin.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable, people, and our country. That's why we support all industries, including. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329 or 285-8640 or send an email to customersupport@lucilex.com for assistance. Lucelec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
Get ready to turn up the heat with KFC's blazing Burn-A-Box deal. For only $30, you'll feast on 2 succulent chicken pieces. Dive into the exclusive new Bacon Melt sandwich, savor crispy regular fries, and wash it all down with a refreshing regular drink. But wait, tune into the radio and keep an eye on social media for limited discount tickets and ticket giveaways to see Burna Boy on May 3rd. One lucky winner and 3 friends will snag VIP and backstage passes. Just grab your Burna box, jot your name and number on the receipt, and drop it in the box provided for your chance to win. Ignite your taste adventure with KFC's Burna Box today.
In these modern times, the field of medicine has become so advanced that no one has to suffer any longer before they can be seen by a specialist doctor. La Clinique de Corps is proud to be the only healthcare provider in St. Lucia to offer the best and most experienced specialist doctors who are capable to first correctly diagnose and then successfully treat health conditions such as chronic back pain, spinal injury, sciatica, numbness, lupus, arthritis, joint pain, facial nerve pain, knee, heel and shoulder pain, cramps and carpal tunnel syndrome. Also available at La Clinique de Corps, complete nerve tests to detect nerve injury or muscle disease. All health insurances are accepted at La Clinique de Corps. So walk again pain-free with La Clinique de Corps. To book an appointment, please call 451-6559 or WhatsApp 721-9950.
Catching you from the link. Is more wet flow if you didn't know. All these deals is a winner. More pan with flow. More. WhatsApp video. Unlimited talk, so you not stop chat.
Flow prepaid combo plans just got better. Loaded with even more data and unlimited talk. Take advantage of WhatsApp and all its features with our new prepaid plans. Unleash your creativity with more social media. Dial *129 $ to activate.
Now that's the new vibe in the lingo. Yes. More pan, more sell the tingo. It's more wet flow now, you really know. Catch it now. All these deals make you save more. Get more.
NightMeds is your dependable neighborhood pharmacy. You'll notice that upon entry, you are greeted by caring professional staff, attentive to your every need. Your prescriptions are always treated with a high degree of confidentiality, and we pride ourselves on providing speedy, efficient service. We carry a wide array commonly requested over-the-counter products, and our prices are very competitive. We offer blood pressure testing, blood sugar, and cholesterol testing. We're open to fill your prescriptions Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Come visit Sadu's gas station on the Miku Highway or call us at 572-6840 or WhatsApp 461-6840 for more information. NightMeds Pharmacy. We are your community med store.
To start. Shift into your savings gear this March at Automotive Art as we launch our March Madness sale. Pull up at any of our branches this March and save 20% off on all car accessories. Roll out with fantastic deals on tires of up to 30% off. And if you're missing some key tools for your toolkit, no problem. We're offering 15% off on all tools store-wide. But that's not all. Shop now and enjoy exclusive in-store specials on car care, lubricants, and more. Don't miss out on the action. The March Madness sale is happening right now at Automotive Art. Automotive Art. Your car, our passion. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details.
Transforming St. Lucia through football innovation and excellence. The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League provides a pathway for the professional and personal development of young footballers, leading to community enhancement across Ireland.
Great opportunity.
In 2024, 10 district leagues will compete for the Premier Cup and 9 district leagues will face off for the Super Cup. 81 games in 4 venues. Come support your community as you witness the first ever St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League Championships. Competitive football, passionate players, and striking goals. In collaboration with the government of St. Lucia and the St. Lucia League is leveraging football to transform lives.
And so the referee brings the 90 minutes to an end.
Cause when we roll, we don't roll alone.
Suffrage Jazz, the ultimate experience. On the fringe of St. Lucia Jazz, yet taking main focus is Suffrage Jazz, the ultimate experience. Featuring Taunton legend, Future Lights, Robsai and Finesse, TYP, Ricky T, Jefferson John, Headliners, Nyla Blackman, Skinny Fabulous, Taurus Riley.
She's royal, yeah, so royal.
Presented by the Sufra Event Management Organization. Sunday, May 5th at the Sufra Mini Stadium from 3 p.m. General admission, $130 EC dollars. VIP, $400 EC dollars. Get your tickets at fourcirclestickets.com. SRDF, The Cell, Sufra Jazz, the ultimate experience.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world and monitored by the head of the Bordelais Correctional Facility is currently online, and that is Mr. Vern God. Good afternoon to you, Mr. God.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Yes,
how are you?
I am okay, sir. How about you?
Well, thank you.
Thank you for agreeing to speak with us on the broadcast. I don't know if you heard some of the allegations that were made by a female caller regarding the treatment being meted out to her fiancé. One of the concerns is that he's not receiving medical treatment in a timely manner. What say you, sir?
Well, I have a few things to say in regards to that, Tim. The Bordelais Correctional Facility, over the last 15 months, has invested heavily in regards to healthcare at the Bordelais Correctional Facility. We are currently staffed by 3 nurses and also a sitting physician. The physician has been with us since November 2023. A very good gentleman, and I think his name is Dr. Glenn Felicien, and he has been providing a level of healthcare commensurate to that, equal to that in the public. We currently have what we call the Rosanna Fegis Medical Center, where we have the same conditions that exist at any other health center or polyclinic existing there today. And from a day-to-day basis, we have persons, residents at our institution receiving care from that particular institution. Not only that, we have embarked on a number of public-private partnerships, especially with philanthropic groups like Great Ship International, for example, who from time to time, on twice a year, grace us with the presence to deal with things like oral care. We deal with the dermatology. We deal with all other ailments in regards to the care and attention of persons under our charge. Suffice it to say, Tim, I am aware of that particular caller. And that number has come to my office. And I am trying to look at the veracity of some of the complaints that she has and see if I can validate them and guide her in the right direction.
Because one of the claims is that she is saying that there are on occasions when you have at least only 3 or 4 officers on duty. And in a situation of that nature, in an instance of that nature, when an inmate is ill, how can any one of those individuals respond adequately to the needs of any inmate? And it takes just too long, an inordinate delay in terms of attending to the health needs of those inmates.
Well, Tim, I can tell you, I will not talk about our entire security apparatus here on the public media.
Mm-hmm.
But I can say that is not the case at the Bodley Correctional Facility at all. We have a special operations response team at the facility, which is staffed with 42 persons. This team is well trained to manage any kind of eventuality. Most of our staff are trained in regards to first aid. At the facility, we ensure that it's a course of training that we do. Currently, the government of St. Lucia have invested in an additional 32 recruits at the institution. As we speak, we have 32 extra persons on hand. Albeit we had a number of attrition over the last 2 or 3 years, and there are vacancies that we have to fill in. But I can say categorically that the facility is very, very well secured. In fact, recently we have received 2 vehicles brand new from the government of St. Lucia. We've also, over the last 12 months, seen an injection of almost $11.5 million from the Ministry of Finance to ensure that security goes well at the institution. So I'm not sure if the person is aware of what they're talking about, Tim.
But why Bodley continues to be in the news for all the wrong reasons? Security breaches, people are throwing things over the fence, and we got confirmation of this from the officer in charge of the Bodley Correctional Facility last week. We had this assault involving 2 inmates. One had to get medical treatment. If things are going according to how it is supposed to be going, then why Bodley continues to be in the news and the subject of so many complaints and concerns from various quarters? And we have, for example,
I'm not sure.
We have, for example, junior staff. I mean, they're the ones basically manning the prison on evenings.
Tim, I'm not sure that persons really understand the dynamics of penal and correctional management in the context of how it is today. But I'm certain that the Bodley Correctional Facility has been very transparent with everything that happens at the institution, because we are of the opinion that what transpires in the prison is the public business. Now, we are not in the business of garnishing things and making it look nice. The correctional facility is a very difficult place to work. I've registered that time and time again. And it is not a kindergarten. It is a place that currently houses almost 600 persons in conflict with the law. And most of these cases are very heinous cases that come from our very community, that the officers under my charge are working diligently to manage. And I find they're doing a wonderful job. In fact, I want to take this opportunity to compliment my staff for the hard work that they've been doing over the last 15 months, because it's not an easy job, and we are doing well so far in the context of correctional management.
You came back to the BCF in October of 2022?
Yes, I did.
And your contract will run until October of this year?
No, September.
September of this year. Are you looking forward to renewing your contract, or getting, as I've been told, moving on to some other job, leadership position in law enforcement in St. Lucia?
To be honest with you, I have no immediate ancillary plans for my career. I am somebody I have always believed in maintenance of national security, and any role that I can play within the context of St. Lucia to support the national security environment, I will. I have offered a lot of advice to other countries in the Caribbean in regards to correctional management and other security apparatuses. And I think it's my call and it's my duty to do so for my country also.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for agreeing to speak with us on this afternoon's NewsSpin program.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Just so there from the director of the Body Lake Correctional Facility, Mr. Vern Gard. We continue with your calls and your WhatsApp messages and your discussions in the chat room. Kimani, what's happening there?
Someone is asking in the chat, is there an independent agency which oversees prison or jail operations in St. Lucia? Another comment, until video evidence comes to light, they won't believe anything said by the inmates. Someone also says, the most monitored talk show, Tim, they all listen, so please keep applying the pressure for those who can't. Borderlands capacity is 500 prisoners, 600 is overcrowded and a human rights violation. Tim, this lady seems to be well informed and this is a serious national security breach. I am hoping that the responsible minister, commissioner of police as well as director move swiftly to put the necessary measures in place and address the issues. Another comment, the situation at Bordelais is a deterrent for criminals out there. Someone says, how are these incidents not made public by jail administration? Where's the transparency and accountability? Another comment, we don't have a right to health on the outside. So I'm assuming this person is saying that it shouldn't be expected at a facility like BCF. Another comment, the lady knows more about the operations of the jail than the Minister of National Security and the Minister of Home Affairs. LOL. If a civilian can have so much information about the operations of our prisons, I can only imagine vulnerability of their situation. The change St. Lucians voted for turned out to be short change. In the meantime, people will die while the dogs are being trained. Another comment, he never said in what way that he, Mr. Pierre, is the most readied. And another comment, one word, Tim, overwhelming. That's it in the chat.
Thank you so much, Kimani, for that update. WhatsApp message. Tim, sometimes I wonder if our police officers are just afraid of the criminals or they just don't know them. And the person goes on to say, he said, complimenting his officers, inmates always on social media posting stuff. Come on, man. That's a WhatsApp message. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message to go through. Somebody says, the lady is very correct. I happen to be on the inside as the caller. Why is a whole portion of the fencing behind the maximum security unit compromised? Let's see if we could take a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin.
Hello, Tim.
Yes. Good afternoon to you, Rick Quinn.
What a horrible, horrible, horrible way to start another horrible week in St. Lucia.
And we are not surprised. I mean, you could always anticipate.
Oh, I'm surprised, Tim. I'm
You
surprised.
are.
I'm
Okay.
surprised. That's how bad it is. I'm surprised. And let me just say this. I didn't hear the
female caller? The lady was making a complaint? Oh, in the chat room.
I didn't hear the chat room that Kimani was reading. And maybe what I'm going to say right now is pointless. But let me start this way. William Blake, the poet, he writes, a dog starved at his master's gate predicts the ruin of the state. Let me read that again. A dog starved, and it's interesting, isn't it, Jim, that almost all these powerful quotes involve a dog. And you know how much we love dogs here. Look in a man's face and tell him that if I stop to talk for every dog that barks, I will never reach my destination. Is always let me repeat myself. I know by now it's boring, but I want to bore some people. You know, I don't stop to talk for every dog that barks. And it's the elites, the brain boxes of this country, told the people of this country that what that meant was that the person who said, I don't stop to talk to every dog that barks, was calling them dogs. And that's even in Parliament, in the Hansard. So let me just a little more bleak. A dog starved at his master's gate predicts the ruin of the state. And what that means, Tim, is the dog does have a home. But the master of this dog is refusing to care for his basic needs by denying him any food. The dog does have a home, but the master of the dog is refusing to care for his basic needs by denying him any food. The way you started your show, and that call, heart-wrenching call from that woman with her fiancé or whatever, on remand, in custodial remand, plus the lady who was on your show, Newsmaker Live, what's her name again?
Mary Williams.
Yeah, plus Williams. And all the other people who have been slaughtered in this country like dogs on the road as roadkill, going back to Giselle Georges and before that, all of those are unresolved and forgotten as well. All of them. Okay. So, in this case, the dog is us. The home is St. Lucia. And our masters who refuse to give us our basic needs are our successive governments. Is that clear?
Very clear.
Good.
Lucidly clear.
Thank you very much. The prison, I always give credit to Kenny Anthony, as you would know.
Yeah.
For moving from the bridge, horrendous, horrific hellhole of Calcutta, as a visiting MP, British MP said. The hellhole is the real hellhole of Calcutta. And he did what he did up there. And remember, Tim, Kenny Anthony had a lot of pressure not to build it.
Mm-hmm.
And even when he built it, he could not really show it up as a plus for his government because of the attitude of St. Lucia general.
People describe it as a five-star hotel.
Five-star hotel, etc. Mm-hmm. Ignorance being played on like a violin. That's what we do in this country, you know. We have a load of Stradivariuses. That's the top echelon violin. And boy, all our politicians are masters at playing that violin. Masters. So Yokakuya Zotchien and all the other stuff is the masters playing the violin and expecting the people to dance. And they take turns dancing, depending who's in office, they take turns dancing. Because they're all dancers. A nation of dancers are at their own doom. So now you look at, I don't know what Kimani read from your chat room, but I was going to suggest that when I am through, I don't want to be interrupted, that when I am through, she checks out the general reaction to that woman who was complaining about the state of Baudelaire. Because while the woman was talking about her fiancé, etc., the woman to me was talking, confirming for me the conditions at
the BCF.
Baudelaire. Mm-hmm. At which point I want to say I've known Mr. God forever, way back. And I have nothing but good stuff to say about Mr. God. I have nothing to say against him. But Mr. God it does not put his hand in his pocket to run the prison. And Mr. God only has a certain caliber of people working with him.
Yeah.
He also has just so much self-protection. Did Mr. God talk to you about the guys who got stabbed?
No.
He didn't, eh?
Mm-hmm. I did not really bring it up directly.
Well, I didn't ask you if you brought it up to him.
Yeah.
I asked you if Mr. God said anything about those people who or the one guy who was so horrifically stabbed at the prison.
No. Yeah, he did not bring it up, no.
He did not. See what I'm talking about, Tim? So even Mr. God, for whom I have the greatest respect, and I will repeat that, has grown, if not bored, immune to talking about the problems I have just mentioned to you there. Of course, it is a horrific job that he's got. Of course, we probably have the worst elements of our society being housed there in inadequate circumstances. All of that. There are people who died, according to the calls I received, Tim, and I'm trying to be careful. I have received more than one call about gangs who are at that prison. I have received more than one call about people who have died there and unreported. Now, that does not surprise me because years ago, there was a guy from Miku who was sent to overnight remand, and he didn't make it in the morning. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
Stabbed, bitten, and he was naked. He'd been sexually brutalized all kinds of ways. That guy, I forget his name now, and I should have him. So our prisons have been that kind of place for the longest while. And they are a reflection of us, the people, that we can tolerate those things, that it does not bother us, that we will not come out in the streets to protest what is the inhumanity that represents us via our government, whoever the government may be. Because what the government does and gets away with is representative of our sensibilities. What they say, and as I said to you, from what I scanned on your chat room, most of the people there basically were asking the woman, well, what is your boyfriend doing there? How come you know all of that? They were not really interested in what is going on, what they know has been going on, what they've been told has been going on before that woman's call. And there are people old enough to know what went on over the bridge in Castries, that Kenny Anthony took it as his first real move to build Bordelais. Bordelais may look better than what the guys were in. It's conditioned. What operates there is worse than ever before. But I'll stop there. But I want to insist. Oh, one more thing. You keep putting over and over tapes of people saying certain things at one point and everybody going quiet. I wish instead, Tim, just a little idea, just to ignore them because you already know they are in cahoots. We know that.
Yeah.
So the matter of possibly embarrassing them is not going to happen. Unembarrassable. But I wonder what other people who don't think like those people, why are they so silent? Have they lost their humanity? The people who want, let us say the opposition. Let us say the opposition people. Have they too lost their humanity like the supporters of the government? Have they too? I'm not saying supporters of the government have lost their humanity. Let me be very, very clear. But certainly the silence suggests that. What about the Home Affairs Minister? Why is it this woman, I don't know if she has, why does she talk about the prison removed from the government minister who is in charge of the prison? There are a lot of rules, very humane rules set down for the operation of the prison, you know, Tim. They just are not implemented, and nobody cares that they're not implemented. So I say to you, the people who ostensibly do not support what's going on there now, this man's inhumanity to man, that is also manifested in a guy taking a cutlass and chopping up an old man as if he were a chunk of wood, or whoever chopped him up. Those kind of things, you know. How many in 2 days? We had about three killings in 2 days.
We've had 2 homicides, so we have 26 now.
And every now and again, Tim, you should resurrect Giselle Georges. You should resurrect Valerie Lord, because we tend to forget those people. Some of their listeners, before they were born, these horrible things were going on in our country, so that by now our people are inured. They don't feel it. It does nothing matters. So maybe the only chance we have now are those people who possibly want their party to get in office, even if they do it for political reasons. I don't give a damn. But damn it, protest against man inhumanity to man. I will not call on the government's peace supporters to do that, and I'm sure there are among them many who feel that if they go out and talk, they will be seen as talking against their party. I understand that too. But I still appeal to them that we should not be tolerating in our country the kind of lackadaisical attitude to death by violence as if frogs run over by trucks. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling the broadcast. The act of love for holding public office and its opportunities for personal enrichment. How do you describe that? This is the most monitored talk show in the world, and this is NewsSpin on Power 97.9 FM. We are also on YouTube and Facebook.
There is only one option when they arrive. Our services will make the dead look alive. With Bouteille and Beaufort accessibility. Remember, we have the only private cemetery. No one can match our prices from coffins to corsage. Personalized service you get when Lazarus take charge. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640. Or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 later, First National Bank St. Louis Limited is here for you.
Catch the new vibe and the lingo. More upon more so the tingo. Is more with flow if you know. Is a winner. More pan, more with flow. More data, more talk for sure. More WhatsApp, video, can't stop. Unlimited talk, so you not stop chat.
Flow prepaid combo plans just got better. Loaded with even more data and unlimited talk. Take advantage of WhatsApp and all its features with our new prepaid plans. Unleash your creativity with more social media. Dial *129 to activate.
Now that's the new vibe and the lingo. Yes. More pan, more sell the tingo. It's more with flow, now you really know. Get you now. All these deals make you save more. Get more.
In these modern times, the field of medicine has become so advanced that no one has to suffer any longer before they can be seen by a specialist doctor. La Clinique de Corps is proud to be the only healthcare provider in St. Lucia to offer the best and most experienced specialist doctors who are capable to first correctly diagnose and then successfully treat health conditions such as chronic back pain, spinal injury, sciatica, numbness, lupus, arthritis, joint pain, facial nerve pain, knee, heel and shoulder pain, cramps and carpal tunnel syndrome. Also available at La Clinique de Corps, complete nerve tests to detect nerve injury or muscle disease. All health insurances are accepted at La Clinique de Corps. So walk again pain-free with La Clinique de Corps. To book an appointment, please call 451-6559 or WhatsApp 721-9950.
Shift into your savings gear this March at Automotive Art as we launch our March Madness sale. Pull up at any of our branches this March and save 20% off on all car accessories. Roll out with fantastic deals on tires of up to 30% off. And if you're missing some key tools for your toolkit, no problem. We're offering 15% off on all tools store-wide. But that's not all. Shop now and enjoy exclusive in-store specials on car care, lubricants, and more. Don't miss out on the action. The March Madness sale is happening right now at Automotive Art. Automotive Art, your car, our passion. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details.
Get ready to turn up the heat with KFC's blazing Burn-a-Box deal. For only $30, you'll feast on 2 succulent chicken pieces. Dive into the exclusive new bacon melt sandwich, savor crispy regular fries, and wash it all down with a refreshing regular drink. But wait, tune into the radio and keep an eye on social media for limited discount tickets and ticket giveaways to see Burna Boy on May 3rd. One lucky winner and 3 friends will snag VIP and backstage passes. Just grab your Burna box, jot your name and number on the receipt, and drop it in the box provided for your chance to win. Ignite your taste adventure with KFC's Burna Box today.
In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives.
Soufre Jazz, the ultimate experience. On the fringe of St. Lucia Jazz, yet taking main focus is the Soufre Jazz, the ultimate experience. Featuring Taunton legend, Future Lights, Robsai and Finesse, TYP, Ricky T, Jettison John, Headliners, Nyla Blackman, Skinny Fabulous, Taurus Riley.
She's royal, yeah, so royal.
Presented by the Soufre Event Management Organization. Sunday, May 5th at the Soufre Mini Stadium from 3 p.m. General admission, $130 EC dollars. VIP, $400 EC dollars. Get your tickets at fourcirclestickets.com. SRDF, The Cell, Soufre Jazz, the ultimate experience.
Let's continue with more of your calls and your WhatsApp messages and discussion in the chat room. And we'll also introduce you to a word. And that word is spelled EMPLEOMANIA. 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 What's the meaning? Love for holding public office and its opportunities for personal enrichment. Empleomania. Empleomania. Love for holding public office and its opportunities for personal enrichment. Don't forget that word. EMPLEOMANIA. Empleomania. Your calls, 452-2979. We have a call. Good afternoon to you. Okay, we lost that call, but continue to call the broadcast, and of course, keep sending me those messages. I have lots of messages to go through, and hope I could go through as many as possible before we conclude. Good afternoon. You are on the air.
A pleasant good afternoon to you, Timothy, and your listeners all over the world. PW on the line, Timothy.
Good afternoon to you, caller.
Timothy, the English language is a logical language. The deputy prisons director, Vern, I heard he said that he will try to validate what the lady said. How long does it take to validate? The lady has been complaining for quite a while. I want to know how long does it take to validate. He does have the answer for all what the lady came on the air and said. For a prison like that, you have 45 staff on a shift system. Are you for real, Timothy? 45 staff is not enough. The government and the bodily correctional facility need to employ more prison officers. When you have 45 staff, 7 is on sick leave, you have another 7 didn't show up and 7 on vacation. Do your maths and tell me, what do you get, Timothy? These are not enough staff to man a prison like the bodily correctional facility. And then he did not address the medical situation with the lady's husband or boyfriend at the prison. He didn't even address the junior staff on duty during the graveyard shift at the prison and the urgent medical attention by prison inmates at the bodily correctional facility. So what is going on? Don't know exactly what is going on at the prison. Don't sugarcoat an incapable team at the bodily correctional facility. Timothy, when you are employed to run an institution, if you're not getting equipment, if you request equipment and you're not getting equipment, if you are not doing your job properly, and if you are not productive and you don't you do not give the proper reports, Timothy, it means that you, as the director, you're incompetent. You should resign. This is what you should do. Resign. Because if I am leading an institution, I'm not getting equipment, I'm not getting what I deserve to run the institution, I would resign. I used to be in a managerial position, you know, Timothy. And people have to learn if they cannot do the job or the government is not giving them the equipment and the manpower to do the job, they should resign. Don't come and sugarcoat what is happening at the bodily correctional facility. We need to have this bodily correctional facility in the spotlight. We need to have the focus on this because if anything happens there, this affects the security of the state. Timothy, I thank you, and Vern needs to wake up and do the job he's being paid for taxpayers, by taxpayers of this country. I thank you, Timothy.
Thank you so much for calling, sir. WhatsApp message, Tim, it is time to build a new facility, especially a remand center. And let's see if we have another WhatsApp message as we continue to receive so many of your messages. Let me see there. Somebody says, good afternoon. The police officers are not afraid of the inmates. We have the Prime Minister have to call out all the dirty cops like Sir John Compton did. And we have another WhatsApp message. Tim, they are just showing that they need a deputy speaker. The speaker will no, I don't think that's an old message. All right, that's an advertisement for the Labour Party, the chief of the prison giving about 2 vehicles and staff, etc. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message, and Kimani will be coming in just a moment with another update. Tim, everything the lady said there is true. The chat room, Kimani.
Someone says the guard didn't even leave room for improvement. He spoke like everything was running smoothly at the facility. Can you believe such madness? Another comment, what any citizen of St. Lucia can do is write to the Human Rights Commission in Geneva and bring to the attention the human rights violations that are taking place at Bodley. The things that are important for the supporters of the government to talk about, they are not talking about. Yet they are talking about who is at the back of a pickup truck. Does that make any sense? Please tell me. To answer your question, Tim, you call that a political fatal attraction. Someone says PJP will have to include a minister for defense. If she had any compassion for humanity, she wouldn't allow herself to be flown to Martinique for medical attention, while her citizens who paid her bills wallow in death. Another comment, we forget the victims and cry for the culprits for deaf rights. Here is a simple solution to the situation at Bordelais. Just rename it to the Bordelais Penal Facility. That will be in keeping with the present administration's reasoning. Same thing. Things are bad on the outside, far less. If the government can't help with their brightest minds, can't take control of ordinary people, so we could only imagine what takes place in places we the public cannot see. They are afraid to speak, yet they suffer in silence. Sheep. If the public is handled with such disregard, the BCF prisoners have very little chance of getting the basics.
WhatsApp message. I received an email from my internet service provider and there is an increase of over $10. Why are the prices of goods and services increasing almost on a daily basis? I only earn $5 an hour. So where will I get the extra money for the hike in all those increases? It's about time that the working class go on the street and protest, as it is leading us all into poverty.
Another comment, someone says, mate is such a smooth talker that criminals on the outside are planning a trip to the jail for Christmas. Someone says, staff is doing a wonderful job and inmates are chopping each other like meat. Nonsense. On the YouTube platform, we have someone saying, Tim, I'm so depressed already with all the penals that are going on in my one sweet island. That's it, Tim.
WhatsApp message. Is she one of those that passing the cell phones to the inmates for her to receive a call in the wee hours of the morning? 452-2979. 452-2979. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. It's called NewsSpin, where we continue to read your WhatsApp messages, go through the discussions in the chat room, and of course take your calls as well. Let me see there. Somebody says via WhatsApp, I have my son in that prison and he said to me things that are happening there the public do not know. Good afternoon. You are on the air.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Mr. Timothy Poleon.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
We have 17 bourgeois running St. Lucia, and they have security, and they don't give a damn about inmates, the people of St. Lucia who die, especially Vieux-Fort. I feel so sorry for Vieux-Fort. 17 bourgeois traveling, touring the world, and laughing and drinking the champagne. Ha, 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 ha. 17 bourgeois. Have a blessed day.
You too, sir. Thank you so much for calling. So imagine you go to the supermarket every now and then, Kimani, and you are overcharged. And somehow you and a group of consumers, you decide to file a lawsuit against a particular entity. And then the entity says, well, although we are not overcharging you, what we will do is to settle this matter amicably without going to the courts. What would you do? You would be happy that this is happening?
Oh, yes,
yeah.
Of course.
Well, this is happening in the United States. All right, Walmart overcharged grocery customers will pay $45 million. Submit a claim of eligible grocery purchases by June the 5th for a piece of the settlement pie. So the story reads, did you purchase weighted groceries or bagged citrus fruit at Walmart at any point in the last 5.5 years? If so, you could be eligible for a share of a $45 million payout. Walmart agreed to pay that amount to settle a class action lawsuit alleging shoppers in the continental U.S. and Puerto Rico were overcharged for meat and seafood sold by weight, as well as select oranges, grapefruit, and tangerines sold in bulk bags between October 19th, 2018 and January 19th of 2024. Walmart was accused of falsely inflating the weight of the items, thereby charging above the lowest advertised price. We still deny the allegations. However, we believe a settlement is in the best interest of both parties, the company said. What a settlement. Also on Friday, Julian Alfred, homecoming. And she traveled from Vieux-Fort to the north of the island on a motorcade. And along the way, St. Lucians were jubilant. They were certainly very happy to see her. She had a St. Lucia flag and she was waving it. and the St. Lucians on the side of the roads. They were waving at her and welcoming her back to St. Lucia, returning to the island a few months after she won gold in the 60-meter race at the 2024 World Athletics Championships. And at the ceremony at the Urinora International Airport, she did make reference to her achievements and what she really wants to come out of it. She's hoping that more St. Lucians will excel in sports, in athletics, etc. And also, interesting enough, she said that hope that this can encourage the country to come together and be one. Let's listen to Julian Alfred.
I feel so honored to be here as St. Lucia's first global medal, a gold one at that, and I'm hoping that it can inspire the youth to also continue on the same path, maybe a different path, but I would like for the government or just the community, it takes a village to get people to the point that they're at, and I'm hoping that this opportunity or this medal can also encourage just the country or just everybody in particular to just get on board and start supporting the youth of the country, because we can have so many more Julians and so many more Darren Sammys and so many more Leuven Spencers, and I just hope that this can also just encourage the country as a whole to just come together and just be one.
Our star athlete Julian Alfred speaking on Friday, moments after her arrival in St. Lucia, and she should have left already, but before that she would have set up her Julian Alfred Foundation. Finally, from us, we have our NewsSpin news of the day. Our NewsSpin news of the day: Vatican blasts sex change surgery, surrogacy, and gender theory as grave threats to human dignity. Vatican blasts sex change surgery, surrogacy, and gender theory as grave threats to human dignity. That's the NewsSpin news of the day, and that's the broadcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening to the most monitored talk show in the world. My name is Timothy Poleon. God willing, we'll be back same time with another program tomorrow afternoon at 12:30. Be safe and continue to enjoy your Monday. Goodbye.